Hello and welcome back to another stack of 1990 NFL Pro Set cards with some really good ones in there. We're hoping to pull a few special ones today. So here, we'll take this stack out and as you know, we have our winner's circle up here, and as we pull out a card, any good card will go onto the winner's circle and will remain there until or if a better one comes out, in which case it will be replaced and only one will stand at the end, being the winner of today's pulls. If we find a good card, we hear this sound. And if we find a bad card, we'll hear. So with that, let's open up the first pack and see what we've got. The big card we're looking for is the Vince Lombardi Trophy Hologram card. It's a very rare insert, but could be really, really cool. I mean, it would be very, very cool. So we're looking for that. And just to have fun along the way of the mystery of what is next. All right. We have Rich Camarillo. And unless we note a particular card, it's likely going to be of around a common value of $1 to a couple dollars. And Billy Joe Tolliver. Andre Rison. Sterling Sharp. Mark Kelso. Thurman Thomas. Sam Wish. There's probably a better way to pronounce that, so let me know. Brent Fullwood. Mike Ditka. Mort Anderson. All right, we're pulling some good names. John Taylor. It's a good looking card. Kevin Green. Scott Studwell. And Paul Farron. Super Bowl 13, Steelers versus Cowboys. That was a pretty close game, 35-31. And we continue loading into pack number 2. Let's look at these edges. I wonder if we could see if any of these are a hologram. There's something darker in that. I don't know if that's a Pro Bowl card inserted backwards or what, but let's find out. Earl Farrell. Jimmy Johnson, head coach. Vincie Glenn. Bill Brooks. And we have Otis Anderson of the Giants. Darryl Talley. We got Rod Woodson. Ricky Dixon. Ed West. Bubba McDowell. Jim Arnold. Eric Williams. Fred Strickland. Al Noga. Tyrone Braxton. And Super Bowl 21, Giants over Broncos in 1987. All right. That was a pretty quiet pack, and there's no one huge yet that is on our winner's circle. So we'll just pick somebody from this pack to at least get it going. First card up. All right, we got it. Here's a great one just in time, just as we were talking about needing someone in the winner's circle. We have Barry Sanders, the number 1 card, and I believe it is his rookie card. So key with this, and there's a couple different variations of this card, but key is going to be how it looks on the front and the condition of it. So let's turn it over together and we'll check and see if it may be worth submitting for grading or if it's just a cool card that is worth almost nothing. So here we go. Oh, look at that. Looks pretty good. The corners are nice. There's a little bit of fraying here towards the bottom, but that may be just the bottom. So this is actually, yeah, it looks really, really good. Nice even surface. So I'm liking this. I'm liking it a lot. So let's take our sleeve and we will tuck it gently into the sleeve and we'll do more investigating later. All right, there we go. Pretty good. We got Barry. Let's hit him with the horn again. He deserves it. And the first and maybe the only champion in our winner's circle today. So great pull. Moving on to Michael Irvin, number 79. Clarence Verdon. And Dalton Hilliard. It's a cool looking card. John Elliott. Rufus Porter. All right. What a good pull. Always love seeing a Barry Sanders. Here we got Eric Thomas. Tim Harris. It's a cool card. He's as happy as we are. Art Shell. And it's fun to have you with us, with me, as we check these out. Always more fun when you can see the surprises as they come out. And David Grayson, Tunch Ilkin, Henry Thomas, Jay Hillenberg, and Super Bowl 17, Redskins versus the Dolphins. So that was a good pack, and let's see if we can keep that momentum going. Maybe with some other rookie cards, or maybe some inserts that we haven't seen yet. Who knows, but we will know soon enough. Chris Miller. Billy Ray Smith. Whoops. Albert Bentley. Okay, glad that wasn't something super wild. I don't want to mess up those corners. Warren Moon. Stanley Morgan. Eric Allen. Ickey Woods. We really do want to get the Fred Marion with the belt. That would be cool. Here we got Johnny Hector. Drew Hill. Andre Tippett. Alvin Walton. Interesting. This red looks darker than the other Redskins reds. So maybe, maybe not. Looks like almost like faded ink, but that may be just what it is. Okay. And Pro Bowl in Hawaii card number 334, the Aloha Stadium. That's a cool looking card. And Mike Merriweather, John Roper, and Super Bowl 19, 49ers over the Dolphins. Next up, love that sound. You know, something cool is coming when the pack is opening. All right, Deion. Here we go. We got Deion Sanders. Cards looking okay. There's some whitening right down there. And so the ink isn't perfect, but we'll sleeve him for now. And do any kind of analysis later to see what cards we may want to send for grading. We could probably make some videos about that too, where we kind of look at, you know, all the versions of a singular, you know, player that we've got and see if any may be worth grading, and then take that journey. You know, send them in, get them back, kind of check what we've got, and that could be something fun to do. So if you're interested, let me know. I could consider doing that. But right now, we've got Gary Plummer, Fred Young, Felix Wright, Nate Odom, Keith Bears, Steve DeBerg, JoJo Townsell, Ernest Givens, John Stevens, Guy McIntyre, Pharrell Edmonds, Neil Smith, Steve McMichael, and Super Bowl 14 Steelers over the Rams. Let's see what we've got coming up next. It got quiet before we saw Barry. Maybe it'll get quiet again. Oh, it is quiet, so maybe that means something's coming up. Could be something, could be nothing. But we will know shortly. Jerry Glanville, head coach. Marion Butts. Donnell Thompson. Ted Hendricks. All right, this one shows like it could have some potential, but here it seems like there's been an issue with this particular card, because you'll see a white spot there where the ink didn't fully adhere. So probably nothing big, but we'll put them in a sleeve for now and then check out more later on. Scott Radzick of the Bills. Anthony Miller, Pro Bowl. Nick Lowry, Bruce Coslett, Tony Zendejas, Andre Waters, Rod Rust, Clay Matthews, Jim Leahy, the Redskins, and Mike Singletary of the Bears, followed by Super Bowl 20 of the Bears over the Patriots in 1986. Next up, we have another group. Maybe they could help break this quiet streak. It's getting a little too quiet. But maybe we need that quiet to save our energy, to save our enthusiasm, to save our cheering for what is coming up next. I do hope that's the case. And let's see, we got Eddie Brown, Dan Henning, Merrill Hodge. Franco Harris. Jim Kelly. All right, there's a good one. Hello, Jim. Welcome to the show. There we go. Great quarterback. Great looking card. Let's see how these edges work. But for right now, that's a great, great, great pull. So we will sleeve him. We will sleeve him alone until we check out again later. All right. I think that may have... Yep, we'll check out some more as we go. But there we have it. Jim Kelly and Mike Quick. And Charles Haley. Troy Benson. Oh, a lot of people coming out at once. John Grimsley. Don Shula. Lomas Brown. Johnny Rembert. Gary Clark. And Keith Van Horn. Cowboys over Broncos in Super Bowl 12 from 1978. And we got 2 packs left. This is one of those 2, the first of the last. Let's see what we've got here. Maybe that's a better way of opening them. And which way is up? That way is up. Vi Sikahima, card 262. Dan Marino, all right, 181. I think Barry Sanders is still going to hold his spot. Dalton Hilliard, 213. Joe Montana, all right. We're getting some good quarterbacks back to back in this pack. All right, let's go, let's go. 143, Dino Hackett. Jerome Brown. Tom Rothman. Kyle Clifton. Bo Jackson. All right. That's incredible. So let's hit him up with the horn. And then, as you know, condition is everything. First off, it's great to get a Bo Jackson. So we're already winning. And then let's turn it over and see what the condition is in the front, because there's a very fine line between a 10, which could be worth over $1,000, and a 9, PSA 9, which is worth around $25. So huge difference. Let's go and see what we've got. All right. So I see a little bit of white up here. I don't know if that's card dust or just the printing. And then some whitening around the edges a little at the bottom. So I'm not going to touch it too much now. The surface looks really smooth. So I'm just going to get it into a sleeve, and then we can take a look later on at the details of what it is and what it may be. But for now, we're just going to tuck them in. All right, there we go. So the big question now, and what a question to have, what a great position to be in. Do we have Bo Jackson or do we have Barry Sanders on our winner's circle? I think at the time Barry was Rookie of the Year. That's pretty big, but Bo had been there a while. He's already doing his thing. So I think in this situation, which is rare, really, really cool, I think Bo Jackson's going to take the winner's circle. So here you go, Bo. Welcome. You're already very familiar with being successful, and now you're successful here too. And we'll move on to John Elway. What a great player to move on to. Quarterback of the Broncos. What an incredible pack right here. Incredible. Bernie Kosar. Great pack. Bruce Matthews. Gerald Riggs. And Neil Anderson of the Bears. Following with Super Bowl number 9, Steelers over the Vikings in 1975. So what a pack. Here's our last one. I don't know if it can get much better than that. In the same stack, we've had the Barry Sanders rookie. We have the Bo Jackson card. So let's see what else could possibly come up. And that worked out great because we were talking about how quiet it was, and then it got loud. So that worked out just the way we were hoping. Let's keep that momentum going. We have Harry Galbraith, Carl Banks. What are the odds of getting another Barry or Bo in this pack right now? That would be insane and amazing. Thurman Thomas, Leonard Smith, Keith Jackson, Bill Maas, Al Toon, Steve Brown, Vincent Brown, and Harris Barton. I feel like we've seen this order before. Maybe they pack them in a certain way. Howie Long, Brian Sosha, Richard Dent. This could be a good one. Let's tuck him in a sleeve. All right. And the last card, we have Super Bowl 8, the Dolphins over the Vikings in 1974. So there you have it. Let's take a look at what we have from this pull. A really good roundup today. We have our Richard Dent, which is the latest one that came out. We have our Barry Sanders rookie. We got a Jim Kelly, a Ted Hendricks, a Deion Sanders, and you know it, we have our Bo Jackson card. An incredible mix here. I think a really solid stack, a lot of good packs, and I hope you enjoyed checking it out. So there you have it. Hope you learned something. Hope you had fun. Until next time.